So we can discuss about basic things about the firewall side. Thereafter, we can go to practical demo. So firewall will work in which layer? Firewall will work in which layer?
Network layer.
Only
All
network layer?
network
layer.
transport and application layer.
Perfect. Network transport and also application layer 3, 4, and 7. So that is the correct answer. Nowadays, whatever next generation firewall we are purchasing, yes, most of the case it's a network layer. Why? Because we are keeping perimeter level of the firewall. So that is a part of the internet facing of the firewall. So and obviously transport is a mandatory. So finally, even WASP top 10 category of the attacks also partially it can prevent. So answer is 3, 4, and 7. So correct answer 3, 4, and 7. So firewall will work in all these 7 layers by the way. And very, very important layers are one is network layer and one is transport layer. One is okay, so application layer. Now, what are the firewall stateful inspection meaning?
Packet filter. URL.
Packet only packet filtering.
URL filtering and
Stateful inspection of the firewall means what?
It will check whether the status is active or not.
Only active or not?
So,
What about TCP three-way handshake?
yeah, it will do it.
What about stateless firewall?
It will check the packet filtering, basic packet filtering.
Okay, packet filtering and also state of the packet. So it will not check the, it will not take the state of the packet, only packet filtering. Okay, what is deep packet inspection?
It will check with the payload information. The basic,
Hmm.
so that if at all, it will check with the content in it. Basic filtering of the content in it based on the keywords.
So what is content meaning here?
It's like a web content, like a web content filtering based on the predefined rules or the app control.
Here, can you provide the what is the IP packet backend architecture diagram?
Okay, it's like a 32-bit one which we have to tell, right?
Yes.
So it will have IP packet header and Taylor we have,
version.
and or the payload we'll have, and in the header we'll have versions of it.
Hmm. Only version?
No, it will have many components in it.
Kishore and
Like the
Puneet, why you are
flag,
not responding?
Source
it
and
will,
destination IP.
it will have flags in it.
Okay.
Checksum will have a version. It will have methods. What are the methods we are using? We'll have that.
Hmm.
Source address and destination address.
Yeah, source IP, destination IP. Okay,
Port.
perfect. Yeah, port numbers as well. Correct. So then what is firewall? How we can deploy? Which methods we can deploy in firewall side?
Mirror and inline method.
Mirror and inline method.
Sorry. So
Primary and
the
master or slave or primary or secondary.
in the
No, that is
perimeter.
wrong.
In the perimeters.
Firewall deployment methods are
Sorry, it's like a
Standalone and
standalone and distributed.
no.
hardware, software, and such.
That implementation methods are deployment methods, implementation methods. But I need method name. I need. Puneet, what is the method name? Firewall deployment method name. Kishore,
Replication.
layer 3 or
Layer 7.
layer 3 or layer 7? No. Layer 3 or root mode or
NAT mode.
NAT mode.
Okay, switch mode and NAT mode.
Yeah. That is firewall deployment method. Meaning here you have to say about start. No. Deployment side I am not asking about. Implementation method name here. You have to say about layer 3 mode or NAT mode or root mode. Okay. So other than this one, what are the other deployment methods are?
So we have tasks. In the cloud if you want to deploy.
No. Only one method is okay. We discussed about root mode or NAT mode or layer 3 mode. What is second method name? We have 5 methods total overall. You said only one. What is root opposite?
Switch mode.
Switch mode. Switch mode is also called as
Bridge mode.
Layer 2 mode.
layer 2 mode. Okay. Or bridge mode. Yeah. Okay. So that is about second method. What is third method? Transparent or virtual wire. What is the fourth method? To conduct the POC, proof of concept. Proof of concept, if you want to testing of the firewall or testing of the SIM tool or testing of the EDR tool. So whenever if you want to do testing before implementing production environment.
Sandbox.
No.
uh,
Span
Span.
or mirror method. Span or method, that is called POC in the firewall side. What is the last one? High availability mode. Then if you are going for firewall vacancy, whether you will clear the interview? Now you can tell me whether will you clear the interview or not. Now test your knowledge yourself. I no need to test. You can test yourself. You are not able to give not even single answer. Then how can you crack the interview? Related to firewall vacancy. Dedicated to firewall vacancy. Forget about EDR. Forget about vulnerability management. Forget about SOC operations or cloud security or auditor vacancy. If you want to go to firewall vacancy, there are a lot of vacancies are there in the Accenture, Wipro, and also TCS and Infosys. All these companies, they are recruiting Palo Alto and FortiGate. Now you can test your knowledge where you are. Out of the 10 scale range, I can give 1. You should be at least 7 or 8. Then only you can crack the interview. Puneet, what is the firewall validation method? Firewall validation method. When the packet is entering. Afrain, what is the method? What is the method will follow when the firewall is entering into our organization side? Kishore? Sampath? Sampath? Yeah, Kishore, you are saying something.
Sir, this is not sample. Ramesh here. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Ramesh, what is the firewall approach when the packet is entering?
Pre-packet inspection.
No, I'm asking about validation of the packet. Anyone?
IP hat.
Firewall rule validation is top to bottom approach or top down
Yes,
approach?
yes, bottom to top, sir.
Not bottom to top, top to
Sir,
bottom.
top to bottom. Sorry. Forgot it, sir.
Forget it. How many times you'll forget it? That's what I'm asking. Not only you, everyone. Okay.
It's all
So,
our deny. Yes. I got it. Sorry, excuse me, sorry.
so what is my northeast and southeast traffic?
Overall
North-
organization level net flow.
Yeah, overall traffic of the organization. Perfect. So then what is different types of profiles we can configure in the firewall?
Firewall, we have file integrity monitoring data.
File integrity monitoring firewall will do. Are you sure?
No. Security profiles we have to, you're
Yeah,
asking.
that's what I'm asking. What are the different types of security profiles we have to configure? What are the different types of security profiles can we configure in the firewall?
IP address, domain name.
IP address and domain name. Where you will configure all these? I'm asking about security profiles. What are the different types of profiles we can configure?
We'll have EDR one. Basic
EDR one. EDR, no, antivirus. Okay, antivirus profile is one. Okay, next.
Basic DLP, DNS filtering, web
Okay.
filtering, app filtering.
Are you not watching your notebook, right?
No.
Okay, done. Okay, next. Okay,
No.
DNS filtering, basic DLP next.
Oh. Security.
I think we have around
Yeah.
5 to 6.
Not 5 to 6,
No,
10
no,
to
no.
15 in between. 10 to 15 in between. Antivirus, content
Antivirus,
filtering, URL
content.
filtering, voice or IP filtering,
Web filtering.
DNS filtering, web filtering,
App,
file filtering,
app control.
app control, web control. And also
These
we have
packet and
SSL TLS and SLTLS inspection method, wireless over traffic monitoring, and antivirus and
Voice
basic
over,
DLP.
voice over, something else.
Yeah, that I said voice or IP call. Next one is web application firewall. There are 10 to 15 profiles we can configure. You are saying not even 2 or 3. Okay. So what is mean by DNS sinkhole in firewall? What is my DNS sinkhole in firewall? Don't you know about DNS sinkhole?
Is it used? It is used for redirecting traffic, sir.
Redirecting traffic. Are you sure?
Like
validation purposes, DNS, fully qualified domain.
Yeah, redirecting the request from domain name to IP address. DNS, what exactly DNS will do? It will convert domain name into IP
IP
address.
address.
So whether it is DNS sinkhole mainly can be used for the routable IP address or non-routable IP address. So
Not
if it is routable, then only it can do the conversion. If it is non-routable, it will not do the conversion. So how attacker will use this non-conversion of the respective IP address from the malicious IP. So that is called DNS sinkhole. This also syllabus I asked wantedly. Okay, Puneet, what is spanner mirror method and which deployment method in the firewall? We have to use that one, and when we have to use it? Span or mirror method, which deployment method of the firewall deployment we can use it? Don't you want to go into firewall vacancy?
No, sir.
Not only you, for everyone, not only you, just for everyone. Don't you want to go into firewall vacancy? I'm asking you. But in the networking side also very, very less number of the people are available in the market. And so budget is out of, so they will give exceeded whatever you will ask. 30, 40, 50, 60 also.
I think root mode or switch mode. And
Root mode or switch mode?
root mode is 99% they will use to call.
No, I asked about span or mirror method, which case we can use it. What is the practical use case? It's for testing
Mirror
of the
method.
firewall in the demo tool side. Before implementing production environment, we have to do testing of the firewall in my organization, how is it is working, whether all of my requirement is fulfilling or not, whether all of my dashboards and reports, everything is generating or not, everything I can get it. Using which one? Span or mirror method. That is called POC, proof of concept. Okay, so can anyone explain about firewall policy? One of the example of the firewall policy, rule configuration. Can anyone explain about how the firewall policy will work? Or firewall
Ah.
policy, how we can configure?
So whenever it will go in the top to bottom approach, firstly firewall policies which we assign.
Okay,
So
that is fine. And how the firewall policy we can configure, that is fine. How the policy will work, you said, that's perfect. And how,
allow,
mm,
if at all we
Why
have to
to
allow something,
100%?
how we
A
can
allow
create a firewall policy? That is my question.
creating.
Yes,
Based on source and IP address, Malish.
that's all, source and IP address.
Source IP address, protocol, what they are using, and port, what is the port,
Mm.
and what are the allowed websites or that we can give like a group information, if at all it's like a sports information or something. We can block on the whole or partially we can block it.
Okay. So in case, for example, as you mentioned, Priyanka, so I want to block Facebook and I'll specify the port number as 443 and protocol is HTTPS. So that is sufficient.
No.
No, no. It's
URL
a
and IP
social
address.
networking site, right? One particular from the
Mm.
social networking site will select only Facebook.
Okay. So application category inside. Okay, fine. Otherwise, all the websites will be blocked.
Blocked.
Yeah. Okay.
Even for
Perfect.
that also, we have to select Facebook on the top, not on the bottom, because if something is subset to this, that entire social networking site will be blocked.
Okay. How can you purchase firewall?
Firewall based on the category, I mean, where we are what is it? Deploying that, we have to select, that is the first and foremost thing we have to do, and we should have a similar kind of firewall that we have to deploy one into
So
your
how can we choose the firewall? So meaning here,
Based
how
on
can we
the,
buy? How can you purchase firewall?
for any security tool, one point is a common, how many, based on the end users, number of end
Okay,
users.
number of end users. Okay, that's perfect.
And
Okay, second one.
firewall means it is the first security tool into an entire organization. That means the traffic, based on the traffic means maximum sessions also, it is the
bandwidth.
concurrent sessions also.
Okay, maximum
And,
sessions of which one?
application side, I mean, entering
Okay,
application
next
side.
next one.
And concurrent sessions means parallel sessions are how many parallel
Okay, next
sessions we
one.
have. And on bandwidth, I mean RAM
To
width
balance the bandwidth or the, I mean,
Okay.
traffic, we have to check with the bandwidth. whether
Okay,
it's
next
up or
one.
down.
net flow data based on
Next
the
one.
net flow.
Okay, next one.
We should have the redundant one also, and
If it is
And bandwidth, and
dedicatedly,
don't you consider VPN sessions?
yeah, dedicatedly VPN is there. I mean, firewall has the capability, the basic VPN, but I mean, VPN sessions also consider to purchase.
Okay, fine. So according to these are all the parameters. One is total number of end users, how many are available, and what is the LAN bandwidth or speed. And as Ramesh said, like total number of the application, maximum number of the sessions and concurrent of the sessions, total number of the VPN sessions, total number of the VPN concurrent sessions, total number of the end users, and also firewall throughput, application throughput, IPS throughput, IDS throughput. So in the similar way, so is there any other SL throughput? Everything we have to consider to purchase the firewall. Okay. So now, what are the firewall actions?
Hello,
allow any block.
Yellow,
Drop.
deny block or
Drop.
both are same?
Drop.
Drop also same block only. Drop, deny, block, all three are synonyms.
Yellow alert block.
Alert.
block
Yellow,
plus
alert,
yellow
and
delay.
block. Okay, fine.
Okay.
What is packet retransmitted meaning in the firewall?
Dropped and again the packet is sent.
What is mean by that one? That's what I'm asking. What is mean by that one?
The rule is not properly set. I mean,
Packet is dropping, meaning already packet is blocking the activity. Once again, the end user is able to retry or read connected to the respective packet to complete TCP three-way handshake. Okay. So next one, what is site-to-site VPN? How many messages are there part of the phase 2? And what are those messages?
Before reply, 0
My question is, do you know how to configure site-to-site VPN? What are the different types of phases of this site-to-site VPN in the phase 2?
We have IKE phase 1 and phase 2.
Yeah, I'm asking out only phase 2 messages. How many message will exchange in between one site to another site?
It's a 3-step process.
That is phase 1.
Okay.
In which phase tunnel will form?
Second phase itself.
What is encryption header? Header. What is authentication header? Which mode is sufficient to deploy firewall? Which mode is better to deploy firewall?
Root mode.
Root mode. No, VPN side I'm asking. Which mode is better to deploy VPN side to deploy firewall? How many modes are there to deploy firewall as a VPN?
Side to side at IPsec.
I'm asking about mode. I'm not asking types.
Okay.
So now you can tell me how much you are confident on firewall side vacancy. Can you crack the interview or not with your knowledge in this one? So all these things we discussed already in the class. If I'll ask mock interviews, nobody will contact, nobody except 1 or 2 people, Chiranjeevi, Puneet, or Prudvi, or Kishore, or Priyanka, and one more guy, that's all. Only 4 or 5 people responding back. Will you take the interview or not? I'm unable to attend the interview because of health issues and so on, they are responding. What about others? At least they are responding back. I'm happy for that. Okay, guys, I will repeat once again whatever we discussed about firewall side. Firewall, okay, so what it exactly it will do? It will act as a wall in between trust zone and untrust zone, and we can deploy in the DMZ zone if it is a perimeter firewall. If it is internal firewall, we can deploy in the in between core switch and distributed switch. Okay, so now firewall can monitor the inbound traffic and outbound traffic. So that is called as net flow data. And based on our business requirement, what are policies we configured, either it will allow the traffic or deny the traffic. So that is called firewall. Firewall can work on all the voice layer, but especially it will work on 3 layers. One is network layer, that is layer number 3, and layer number 4, transport layer, and layer number 7, that is application layer. So firewall licensing is depending on several parameters like end user bandwidth, so sorry, LAN bandwidth or LAN speed, total number of the end users, total number of the application, total number of the maximum sessions of the application, total number of the concurrent sessions of the application, total number of the VPN session, total number of the maximum VPN session, and total number of the end users we have to purchase the VPN, firewall throughput, IDS throughput, IPS throughput. So these are the couple of parameters we can go and we can just purchase the firewall. And firewall deployment methods are 5 methods. One is root or NAT and also layer 3 mode. Second is switch or layer 2 mode. Third one is span or mirror method, that is mainly for the POC, proof of concept. Next one is high availability mode. If you don't want to use high availability as the interface configuration, we can use high availability mode. In this similar way, finally, source transparent mode or virtual wire mode. So these are all the 5 different types of ways we can deploy the firewall. So coming back here, so what are the different features firewall will support? Firewall will support, there are so many features like, so APT advanced persistent threat using ATP cable to advanced threat prevention. It will support antivirus capability. It will support anti-spam or phishing email category of the attack. It will support URL filtering or content filtering, bright cloud URL filtering, and web URL filtering. In this similar way, it will support about SSH inspection, and it will support our DNS filtering, file filtering, and voice or IP filtering, and also web application firewall basic capability and proxy capability. So these are all the things can be done by firewall. Additionally, stateful inspection and deep packet inspection. So that is about firewall. Features or firewall licensings we can purchase. And the next one, additionally, what is the firewall uh, validation? Whenever the packet is entering, it will follow top to bottom approach or top down approach. So it will hit the first rule in the firewall policies. After that, second condition it will validate, and after the third rule or condition it will validate. Fourth rule or condition it will validate. In such a way, it will go and it will take care of the overall validation side, top to bottom approach or top down approach. So next one, on the firewall, it will monitor north, south, and east, west, entire monitoring of the organization. So that is called as net flow data. Okay. So next one, firewall security profiles, what we have to configure. We have to configure antivirus and anti-spam, and also DLP and DNS filtering, file filtering, URL filtering, bright cloud URL filtering, web application firewall, SSL, SH inspection, voice or IP calls, Wi-Fi monitoring. So these are the couple of policies we have to configure. So not policies, profiles we have to configure. After creating these profiles, we have to implement these profiles in the firewall policies based on the trust zone or untrust zone or DMZ zone, where the firewall, the traffic is going based on requirement, whether in between trust to untrust or trust to DMZ or DMZ to untrust or untrust to DMZ or DMZ to trust. So these are the overall 6 ways we can configure the policy side. Okay. So next one is firewall packet validation. I said already. So additionally, firewall upgrade. So firewall upgrade, how we can do. So here first thing is we have to break up the firewall, whatever high availability we created, and later we have to upgrade the secondary firewall. First one we have to make it like a primary, and we have to monitor 1 or 2 days. If everything is fine and all the applications are working on, and whatever upgrade firewall we have to make it like a primary, and what is secondary firewall is there, we have to upgrade the to latest version, and finally we have to sync up back as a high availability. So firewall high availability, we can call it as a master or slave method, or active or passive, or primary or secondary, or primary or backup. So these are all the synonyms for the different types of primary firewall methods or firewall backup related implementation side. So next one, how to choose the firewall as a primary firewall and secondary firewall. Anyone? Which one we can choose primary and which one we can choose secondary? Based on what parameter?
External and internal.
No, that is types of the firewall.
Based
I'm
on
asking
the
my
model.
question.
Model number. Huh?
No. Which firewall can we choose as a primary firewall? Which firewall can we choose as a secondary firewall?
In the
We can
perimeter level,
select any of the both
Some
because both
score
will
is
have
there.
their
Some
features.
based on the some score is there.
What is that score? That's what I'm asking. Based on the election settings and
Yes.
based on the priority of the score. Always primary firewall score is higher than secondary firewall. Always primary firewall election settings are higher than secondary firewall. If I'm configuring firewall as a primary, I can give 100, and secondary firewall I have to give the less than 100. So based on the election settings and based on the priority of the firewall. Okay. And what is the firewall must condition if you want to do the high availability? High availability conditions are
Both models should be the same and firmware version all be same.
okay.
And OS
compatible and
Both firewall model numbers must be same, not should be, must be same. Both firewall OS version must be same or firmware version must be same. And next one, both the firewall licensing up to date we have to do be synchronized. Okay. So do you have any experience on firewall upgrade? You can give the answer.
I have the knowledge on how to do the upgrade of the firewalls.
So based on which process you will implement firewall upgrade? What is the method you will use to upgrade the firewall, and what is the process you will follow initially?
Based on ITL process in my organization, we will follow that upgrade of firewalls.
Okay, after that, only that ITL process. What is mean ITL process here? Under that one, which process you'll follow once again?
Change requests here.
Change
Change
request.
Yes.
Using change there is no need to specify ITL. You have to say change management process. Using change request, we can upgrade the firewalls. And there are two different types of VPNs normally we will configure. One is remote VPN and site-to-site VPN. Remote VPN, okay, who will explain about how remote VPN will work? What are the components under the remote VPN? What are the components will fall under the remote VPN? Client, VPN client,
VPN and server will have
VPN tool or server, yes. VPN portal and VPN gateway. VPN client, VPN portal, VPN gateway, and finally backend VPN server. VPN client, we can provide the username and password, and it will authenticate based on the credentials you provided, and it will reach to the VPN portal, and VPN portal provide the list of the gateways or routers information, and always VPN it will choose the nearest gateway or router, and from there it will go to the our backend server in such a way tunnel it will be connected in between index to the backend office or home, so that it will provide encryption, authenticity, authorization, non-repudiation, integrity using symmetric and asymmetric cryptography technology. Okay, VPN also we can use symmetric and asymmetric. Site-to-site VPN, there are two different as modes we can deploy. One mode is called as tunnel mode. Second one is called as main mode or proxy mode. Okay, which method is which mode is better for us? Tunnel mode. Yeah. IK phase 1 it will exchange 3 messages. So mainly it can be do the negotiation between firewall to firewall or site to site, like a hello messages it will exchange initially, and once opposite person is responding by hello messages, in such a way negotiation will happen. In the IK phase 2 internet key exchange phase 2, there it will authenticate or negotiate authentication header and also encapsulation header, and also tunnel it will form in between, encryption channel it will form, and it will provide that authenticity, authorization, and finally non-repudiation and also integrity when the attack is trying to do. What are the practical VPN use cases if you want to monitor in the SIM tool related to firewall? What are the practical use cases? I want to ask this question to Kishore and Puneet. Puneet and Kishore, you can tell me what are the practical use cases we can monitor and configure in our SIM tool.
Login failure.
Okay,
From
login
firewall.
authentication failure attempts, VPN authentication login failure attempts. Perfect.
SSL
Okay, what's the
tunnel.
second one? What is second one?
Multiple VPN failed logins.
Okay, multiple authentication login failure attempts. Okay, third one.
path traversal attack.
URL suspicious outbound traffic.
URL suspend outbound traffic. Perfect. What is fourth one? Okay, Priyanka said that is excellent answer basically. So it is called as impossible traversal attack from the different geographical location. VPN authentication failure login attempts are coming from the different geographical location within the short span of time. That's called as impossible traversal
Yeah.
attack. Any other than these four? Any other than these four? What about firewall brute force attack? Can't attacker try and go to compromise our firewall itself? Yes, he can do. Firewall brute force attack also. Okay, what else?
Horizontal port scan and vertical port scan.
Okay, horizontal and vertical port scan. Okay. Yeah. So these are all very important. Okay, so use cases in the firewall side we can configure as a part of our firewall log should be integrated. Okay, so now what else additionally? Firewall high availability is over. Okay, firewall upgrade. Next, what is my content filtering in firewall? What is my content filtering in firewall?
Blacklisting or whitelisting, you can say. It's like a web filtering or a content filtering.
Yeah,
If at all it's a web application firewall, it will block, I mean, based on the rules which we have set already, and what are the URLs which we have blocked will not be.
okay, what is content meaning here? Content meaning here.
Content, it's like what goes in, like
Website and emails. Like
Hmm. So contenting in the part of the payload, basically message oriented. Okay. So content filtering meaning here, whatever information it is, we have to whitelist and we have to blacklist. That is correct. So what is the payload it contains, and it contains any malicious content is available or not. Part of the payload. Okay. So what is the difference between firewall and proxy? What is the difference between firewall and proxy?
proxy, it's like a intermediate device which converts our internal IP, sorry, business IP to some other IP, and then it will process the request from the internal side.
So, okay, next.
We have two types of proxies. One is forward and reverse proxy.
Hmm.
Forward, if somebody from the internal business would like to access some external website, this particular method can be used to hide the internal IPs.
Okay.
And reverse would be the opposite to that. The external person or the people can access the internal websites only via some portals or but without that they cannot access the internal IPs because of this proxies, because the ID is hidden. The request will be forwarded via proxy server itself.
Okay. I asked about difference. You said about okay definition. That's okay, but main difference.
Firewall will send the request via NAT mode or bridge mode, but proxy it will forward the request.
Okay. And firewall is a subset of proxy, or for subset proxy subset of firewall?
Proxy is subset of firewall.
Proxy is a firewall.
Yeah. Firewall will do lot more features as compared to proxy server, other than only so just forwarding of the sorry, just taking care of the overall packet inspection. So what is the difference between firewall and web application firewall?
Web application firewall, it is dedicatedly used for the application layer, and other firewall through transport till the application layer it will be used.
Mm,
So that is
okay.
it will what is it? It will guard all the 5 layers from I mean what do you say, from the transport layer till the application layer. But application layer is dedicatedly used for the web applications because of the OWASP top 10 category of attacks. It will,
Layer number 7. Okay. As per OSI. Okay. You can clip that one also. Keywords like layer number 7 only it will work part of the OSI.
for proxy also it is same, right, sir?
Proxy also, yes, correct.
For
Proxy
proxy
also
layer.
same. Yeah. So Nick, what is difference between NADS and NAPS to proxy? Sorry, firewall. NADS, NAPS to proxy. What is the difference between okay, so firewall and IDS, NADS, NAPS? Same thing, NADS, NAPS will work on the only transport layer and also network layer whenever any flooding or spoofing related to abnormal or malicious or suspicious activities happening. So it will prevent or block or monitor or alert in these layers only. But firewall can do lot more features whatever NADS, NAPS is doing. So part of the OSI layer 1 to layer 7. Okay. So like NADS, NAPS is subset of
Firewall.
firewall. Okay. So So these definitions also you should remember. So let's start now. Shall we continue or shall we continue in the evening class? Shall you read all these firewall concepts and shall I come back in the evening?
Okay, sir.
No. Just continue, sir. We will cover after this class.
No, I have to join in my office. That's why
Okay.
I have to log in.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, please, Kishore.
I should ask me to reach out to you, but I tried. Maybe you are busy with your things. What's a good time to connect with you?
You can call me now itself after call is completed.
Sure. Thanks for that.
Okay, welcome. So you can complete theoretical part of the firewall and the evening class we can start practical session. So now you can test your knowledge, how much you are able to crack these interviews. Okay, so and what is your knowledge on these firewalls and proxies and EDR? Wantedly I asked and wantedly I test it, so that you should be aware of whether you are capable to crack the interviews once you are uploading the resume or not. Now this is dedicated to firewall vacancy. Okay, so whether you are up to mark or not, you can analyze yourself. I no need to say. Everyone feedback is obviously it's a negative. Out of 10 scale range, I can give 1. Then according to that one, you can act it and you can take the appropriate actions. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, guys, then, and please analyze all those SOPO CDR and first half an hour we can discuss about all those alerts once again. Then we can start the firewall related demo. Clear or not?
Clear.
Okay, then whoever is provided the documentation, I will revalidate that one. I got only one per document from Naresh. That's all. I will provide the feedback, Naresh.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys, then. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Investigation one, RK, you are saying?
Yeah, investigation, correct.
Okay.
Yesterday, assignment or task.
Okay, it will take little time.
Okay.
So you wanted it only for one particular investigation?
Yeah, only one investigation. Anything yesterday, no, whatever we discussed yesterday, that one you can write it and you can send it to me.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay, then. Have a great day. See you in the evening.
Yes.
Thanks.